Good morning. Today is 22 March 2017, 8:15 a.m. And this is going to be regarding a company by the name of Wildcat. This company is operational through Fedcap and HRA public assistance in New York. And they do a lot of contracts with the shelter system, including this one here at Bellevue Men's Shelter in Manhattan. And when I went to file for emergency assistance through public assistance, I was told that I needed to put in some hours of work, and I was assigned 35 hours a week to work with this company. Now, initially when I went to work for them, I was assigned to the BRONX to do sanitation pickup on the outside. They have an inside and an outside division. And when I went to work for this company, I was assigned to a schedule in the Bronx, Westchester Avenue, and another location up on Broadway and 242nd Street. And initially, I mean, it was a good experience. Working with people, I enjoy working with people. But when I started noticing during the orientation process, you had, you basically have this organization which hires you for a temporary amount of time, like 4 months to an 8-month stint. They don't really offer you very much uniform. They give you a vest and a hat, gloves if you can get them, and you're expected to pick up garbage off the street with this minimal amount of equipment, in comparison to like Ready, Willing, and Able, which is another group organization, and ACE, and a few of the other neighborhood bid operations that have sanitation crews. They offer them, their personnel, jumpsuits to keep warm in the winter. And unfortunately, this group does not. This group just offers you a reflective vest, a winter hat, that's about it. And you're expected to go out there daily in your regular clothes and or your uniform pants, because they'll give you a green t-shirt, a summer t-shirt. Give me 1 second, I'll demonstrate that for you right now. This is the uniform that you're given in the middle of winter. Okay, these are my gloves. I supply my own gloves. This is the reflective vest. This is to protect you from the cold, I guess. And this is your pants. Whereas other groups, they protect their employees with a jumpsuit to keep warm in the winter, because New York tends to get unexpectedly cold. I got sick. One, I had a death in the family, and I had to take time off to deal with that. And then I got sick. As a 9/11 responder, I was an auxiliary fireman for 18 years, FDNY. And I went through 9/11, so I had complications from that. breathing-wise, excuse me. And we've had some extreme weather here recently over the past few weeks. But I had to take time off because I had a death in the family, and it felt like I was being retaliated against. I was told that I was being put on a standby list. So I was taken off my schedule because, one, I had death in the family. And it was as though I was being punished because I needed to take days off. Got sick because I came out, worked in the rain, worked in the cold. I mean, it was pretty cold here for the last couple of times. And I got sick on account of that. So I was told by the boss, Mario LaRosa, that I was being put on a standby list. And I was like, you know what, you're retaliating against people who have personal difficulty. And I don't think it's fair that you would do that, because other people didn't have to go through that. but you want to do this to me because I need to take time off. Now, I've seen all kind of things happening in this company. I've seen people use drugs. I've seen people deal drugs. I've seen, collaboration between supervisors and employees regarding drugs. And, it's none of my business. But if you're going to retaliate against somebody for taking time off to deal with personal issues, and then because they wouldn't come out in the middle of a damn blistering frickin' blizzard while they were sick, and then you refuse to give them work because your supervisor, Sergey, decides he's going to retaliate against somebody because they wouldn't come out in the middle of blizzard while I was hacking out a lung. Last week, I came out Friday and I worked. You might have heard me cough a little bit. It was really bad. I was ambulatory twice from this shelter. The shelter was verified. I was really sick. But it seems that this company tends to want to retaliate against its employees for being sick when this company doesn't even offer a winter outfit, a decent winter outfit, because this is what you're offered to go out and work in the extreme elements, whether it's rain or whether it's snowing, whether it's freezing. This is your uniform. You are forced to have to acquire. Now, for many people in our predicament, shelter system or people who are really struggling out there, this is an unfair disadvantage because, they want to, first that they have to acquire public assistance because to live in New York is extremely, extremely expensive. I mean, it is extremely expensive. So you have to try to make ends meet somehow, some way. And there are very many dedicated people that work in this organization. I've met quite a few employees that are just hard-working people. But I think the cronyism, the favoritism, that's what makes this particular business unfavorable to people. And I've heard numerous complaints from other people. I've seen people, including supervisors, have problems consistently with their payroll. And it's to the tunes of hundreds of dollars, and they have to wait until the next pay period to have it correct. I've seen people not work at all, where they would just leave the line. And it's I go out and I bust my ass. I think anybody who knows me knows my work standard. But when you have this type of cronyism, or you have this these supervisors that they have to be worshipped. I have a machine to run. Well, you know what? That's all great and respectable, but when you have somebody who's sick, don't sit there and retaliate against them because they can't come out if they're hacking a lung up or if their temperature is 106. That's ridiculous. I have the medical paperwork. I was in Bellevue Hospital. They kept me overnight for observation because I had walking pneumonia. They wanted to make sure I didn't have the flu, or they would have really kept me in the hospital for an extended amount of time. I had walking pneumonia. I still feel it. I'm still suffering from it. And I just got told, I'll call you when I need you. You'll call me when you need me. Which is seeming as though it's retaliatory against an employee or employees in case there are other people who are going through this. The other day I had to run around in the back of a van, in a cargo van, substandard transportation. There were 3 of us in the back there that had to sit in boxes. I don't care, it's work. But it's, don't sit there and expect 110% from people if you're just going to treat them as though they're expendable, like the garbage that you pick up. I respect hard work, but I don't respect a company that exploits people and then retaliates against them because of situations that are beyond their control. had death in the family, sick, from working outside, from putting up with the elements and picking up garbage in the middle of the freezing winter. And you want to retaliate by decreasing my hours or by putting me on a standby list? Honestly, I don't see how this company can function by doing that to people. But there must be, some sort of, like I said, New York politics and cronyism. You demand people go to work, and then you send them to this program. They come out here and bust their ass. The inside crews really don't have it that hard like the outside crew. We got to be working outside. But when you retaliate against your employees because of circumstances beyond their control, and they have to take time off to deal with their family issues and their health issues, and you sit there and you tell them, sorry, I'll call you when I need you, that's retaliatory. And I don't think any company that works with the city in a capacity, public assistance, or in this capacity is right. I think there should be an investigation, a clear investigation, because unfortunately, when you have this type of retaliatory action, when you have all these other things that are occurring on the job, and there's nothing done about it, that right there shows you that there's favoritism. If you have people that are being promoted to supervisor position, and they're sitting there discussing drug dealing with employees, then yeah, there's a problem. I'm not a rat. I don't sit there and name names, but if you're a supervisor and you don't know these things are occurring, but you're going to retaliate against an employee who goes out there and gives you 110%, even when he's sick, but he has to take time off, well, you know what? Maybe there should be a citywide investigation. Maybe there should be a federal investigation into this group, because people are depending to come to work. People are depending on their public assistance. So they agreed to the contract of obligating themselves to come to work for a group that retaliates against them for personal matters, for taking time off because you're sick, when you don't even offer them the proper uniform equipment to go out there and deal with the elements. Sorry that this had to occur, but when you have the arrogance of supervisors that don't abide by the contract, it was supposed to be a 1-week standby position. This is going on 3 weeks now, and I've only had 2 days work within the last 3 weeks. You tell me how somebody's supposed to make a living doing this. Thank you. Great day. God bless.